Okay, in this lesson, we're going to talk about expanding logs. Now, we've got a few properties that we need to discuss when we're expanding logs. The first one is called the product property. So the product property says this. It says if we have the log base A of, let's say, U times V, it just means that we can expand to the log base A of U plus the log base A of V. So basically the product we're splitting into two logs with a plus sign. The second property is called the quotient property. And here's what the quotient property says. It says if we have the log base A of U divided by V, then we can separate and expand to the log base A of U minus the log base A of V. So when there's division, we split it into two logs with a minus sign. The third property is called the power property. And here's what the power property says. This is if we've got the log base A of U raised to the n power, it just states that we can take this exponent and we can move it to the front of the log base A of U. So again, exponent, it just moves to the front of the log. That's called the power property. Now, when we're doing expanding, it is important that we follow some important steps here. And our steps are as follows when we're expanding. Step one, we're always going to do division first. Step two, we're going to do multiplication. In step three, we're then going to do exponents. Okay, so let's look at a few examples where we're applying these properties. Here's example one. Let's say that we have the log of 2x squared. Okay, so as we look at this, we're going to look at the multiplication first. We're going to expand it. We're going to say this is the log of 2 plus the log of x squared. From here, nothing we can do with the first one, but the second one we still have an exponent, so this becomes the log of 2. The exponent moves to the front, so 2 log of x. Okay, so we did the product property, and then we did the power property to move the exponent to the front. Let's look at another one where we're expanding. This is the log of 3x over 4. So again, notice we have division, so we always do division first. So we're going to say that this is the log of 3x minus the log of 4. Notice in the first one we still have multiplication, so we'd say this is the log of 3 plus the log of x minus the log of 4. And again, we've expanded, so we do the division, that makes a minus sign, and then we expand using the product property in the second step. Okay, let's go ahead and get a little more complex. We're going to look at a couple more expanding before we go to condensing. Okay, so example 3, let's say we have the log base 3 of 2x squared over 5y. So again, we're going to do the division first. So this becomes log base 3 of 2x squared minus log base 3 of 5y. From here then, we're going to go ahead and we're going to do the product property, which the product property gives us the log base 3 of 2 plus the log base 3 of x squared. And then we still have the minus sign there. That minus is minusing all this, so I have to put in parentheses this log base 3 of 5 plus the log base 3 of y. Now I can go ahead, I'm going to do two steps in one. I'm going to go ahead and get rid of my exponent, so this becomes log base 3 of 2 plus 2 log base 3 of x minus log base 3 of 5, and I have to distribute that negative because of the brackets, so minus log base 3 of y. So hopefully you followed that process there, but this would be my expanded answer there for that one. Okay, let's try one more expanding. Let's say that we have the log of the square root of 2x over y to the third. Now on this one, I'm doing a one that has a radical in it, just so that you can see how we can change to exponents here. This is also the same thing as the log of 2 to the 1/2 times x to the 1/2 all over y to the third. So remember, square root, power over root, so power is 1, the root is 2, so 2 to the 1/2, x to the 1/2. We then can go ahead and do our division, so log of 2.5, or 2 to the 1/2, x to the 1/2, minus the log of y to the third. I can then go ahead and do my product property, so log of 2 to the 1/2 plus log x to the 1/2 minus the log of y to the third. Then I can move my exponents, so this becomes 1/2 log of 2 plus 1/2 log of x minus 3 log of y. And again, that was our power property that we just used to finish that one.